The Italian fire brigade continued to investigate the burnt-out remains of a warehouse in Prato in central Italy. At least 7 people died and 3 were injured. Over 100 migrants were rescued from rough seas by the Italian Coast Guard after their boat runs into trouble. These stories out of Italy from Angela Benjamin.
Yes, I have several stories for you guys out of Italy today. First, a fire in a warehouse.
The Italian fire brigade continued to investigate the burnt-out remains of a warehouse in Prato in central Italy. At least 7 people died and 3 were injured when a Chinese-owned clothing factory in an industrial zone burned down. Local media said 11 workers had been living in a warren of small cardboard sleeping compartments above a warehouse in the Macrolotto industrial district of the town. Prato, a town with one of the highest concentrations of Chinese immigrants in Italy, has at least 15,000 legally registered in a total population of under 200,000, with more than 4,000 Chinese-owned businesses, according to official data. One Chinese man traveled down from Florence in order to lay flowers.
I heard yesterday of the tragedy that my fellow Chinese citizens have died. I am so sorry, so sorry.
Thousands more Chinese immigrants are believed to be living in the city of Prato illegally, working for a network of wholesalers and workshops, turning out cheap clothing for the export market as well as well-known retail chains. The disaster underlined the unsafe conditions in which the workers are employed in many of the workshops, although there were no immediate word on what may have started the blaze.
In trouble off the town of Crotone, over 100 migrants are rescued from rough seas by the Italian Coast Guard after their boat runs into trouble.
The boat carrying the migrants, which included women and children, had been in trouble since Sunday, December 1, but rough seas meant the emergency services could not safely carry out rescue procedures. Several merchant ships had come to their assistance, shadowing the vessel in distress and sheltering it from strong winds. As winds died down later in the day, all of the migrants were safely transferred at sea onto Coast Guard vessels and brought to shore.
Illegal migration has increased in recent years around the Mediterranean region. Young people, desperate for work and better living conditions abroad, have died attempting to make the Mediterranean crossing before. In other news here in Italy, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met Italian Prime Minister Enrico Letta on Monday, December 2.
Netanyahu expressed Monday opposition to nuclear agreement between P5+1 group and Iran, warning that Tehran's nuclear ambitions constitute the major threat to the human civilization. In a joint press conference with Italian Prime Minister Enrico Letta, Netanyahu described Geneva nuclear agreement between Iran and the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, in addition to Germany, as a diplomatic agreement that has no effects on the ground. Netanyahu also claimed that Israel wants a lasting and viable peace with the Palestinians. For his part, the Italian premier hoped for the process to keep moving forward. He said, Italy has always been a friend of the peace process. After the steps forward made in 2013, he said he hopes that 2014 will be the year of the turning point.
With regard to bilateral relations, the two leaders announced signing of 12 accords that cover the topics of public safety, civil protection, energy and water, education, technology and high-tech, film production, cyberspace, and public health. Those are the stories for now. Reporting from Rome, Italy, this is Angel Regado Benjamin for Eagle News.